gangs, this is Mom P, your favorite girl. It's a girl with big personality, aka you and me, aka everybody, aka Aquaba to Mom P here. Today we're going to cut a dress, like a lace dress, short version of this. So sit back, learn with me, and cut. So you divide your waistline into four and then measure it since you folded the fabric into two. So you measure the one you get, the number you get, and then you measure the length you want your dress to be. This is underbust, so we are cutting the underbust. So we just go ahead and cut it. So now we are going to cut the back. So we will fold the fabric into two, but we have to get allowance. You should leave 2 inches allowance. Add 2 inches allowance to the one you're going to cut. Add 2 inches to it at the back, the folding edge. And once you do that, you pin the whole thing. Use the measurement you use for the front, for the back, but add 2 inches at the back for zip allowance. So now we are going to cut our sleeve, our flare sleeve. So you fold it like what I have done, then you fold it to the other side. Yeah. So once you fold it like this, any excess fabric, you cut it off and then you're done. But then you have to measure your armhole how you want it. But before you do that, you have to measure the length of the sleeve that you want. So you measure from the top. If it's 10 inches, you measure 10 inches all round from one corner to the other, and then you mark it so that you won't do a shabby job. Then you cut. After you are done, then you have your measurement, your armhole measurement, divide into four, and then you measure the fourth, the number you got, and then you cut. After you cut, you see that you have a nice looking flare. Yeah. So we are going to cut the sleeve, the main sleeve, before the ruffle joint at the end, like at the edge of it. So what you do is you fold your fabric into two. You fold it like you can fold it into four parts. Measure the length of the fabric, like your sleeve, and then measure the armhole. If it's a small person, it's 7.5, which is 7.5. If it's a medium person, it's 8.5. If it's somewhere a little bit bigger, it's 9.5. But if you have arm like mine, it's 11. Yeah, 11 inches. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, that's it. So once you do that, you just cut and we are done. So guys, we are actually sewing a two sleeve dress. It's not an off shoulder, but actually with two sleeves in it. So what we will do is we are cutting a princess seam. We want the cup, so we cut it as a princess seam, princess dart. To make it simple, you just measure the length from your shoulder to your underbust, then you mark it. And once you measure the shoulder from your shoulder to your underbust, you see across back, you measure from where your armpit start, like the armpit hole start to the other end, and then you divide into four parts. Your fourth the amount that you get, you use it for your across back, then you mark it, but please add 1 inch allowance so that when you're sewing it won't affect the shape of it or make you look really something tight and stuff. So we are cutting sweetheart neckline, so you measure up to from the shoulder to from the folded edge, you measure your neckline, which is 3.5 for an adult. So you measure 3.5, and downwards you measure 5 inches. Then you shape it to the in the way that you want, and then the armhole you measure downward 9. Then you deduct 1 from the shoulder so that you can slide it so that it will actually lie on the shoulder when a person wears it. So you mark it down and then shape it. Since you draw it from the top to the you shape it to the armhole. And then to get the princess seam, you measure from the top down, you get it like 5 inches, and then you measure from the folded edge, you get 4 inches, which is for apex to apex. Then you measure down to the waist, you get 4 inches as well from the folded edge to the waist. Then you add 1 inch down to the waistline, and then you, which is the underbust line, then you add 2 at the armhole line. So you join them together to shape. So you actually cut the space in between there. So you'll be able to get your princess cap nicely. This is the simplest way to cut for a beginner. You don't have to stress, you don't have to go through the calculations and then all these add this, do this, drafting this, that. This is the easiest. You get a cap perfectly. You just have to pad it. You add your interface to it to make it look, you see, like your bra. It will actually bring the cap, really.